Hi, welcome to another tutorial. In today's video, we're going to be drafting an overburst corset. Do stick around and watch the video to the end. So I already drafted my basic bodice pattern, and what I'm adding now is my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 3.5 inches. And I'm going to measure that on the underbust, the waist, and the full length of the dress. And I'm going to connect this with a straight line. On my underbust line, I'm going to mark 1 inch, and also on the waistline 1 inch on the center front pattern. On the side front, on the waistline, I'm going to make 1.5 inch and also mark 1.5 inch on the other bust line. If you're on a bigger side, you can do 2 inches. And I'll be connecting this with a straight line as shown. So I'm going to be using my marker to connect this to the bust point line with a curve as shown. Then I'll extend my dart legs. So I'm just marking a new chest line and I will connect it with a straight line. I will divide my shoulder measurement by 2 and I'll mark the midpoint. What I'm going to do now is to extend the nipple to nipple measurement first to the bust point line. Then I'll further extend it to my shoulder line. On the chest line, I'm going to be coming out by 0.75 on each side. I will use my ruler to connect the dart to the bust point line. Now I'll be adding my body measurement. I'll be dividing my bust into 4 and I'll add my allowance. My under bust, I'll divide it into 4, replace my dart and add 1 inch allowance. This is the part where you snatch your waist. So if you do not want to use your actual waist measurement, you can subtract from it, replace your dart and also add your allowance. If you're subtracting from your waist measurement, whatever you are subtracting is what you to your under bust and your waist. So if you remove 2 inches from your waist measurement, divide what you have left by 4 and add it after including your dart. So you're going to add it to your waist and to the under bust part. So I'm going to divide my hip measurement by 4 and I'll add my allowance. I'm just going to connect this with my ruler. So on the side, I'm going to be dividing what I have there into 2 and I'll mark that and I'll be connecting it straight to the armhole line as shown. So I'll connect it to the hip line upwards to the armhole line. This gives us multiple lines on our corset and also help to snatch our waist. So you can decide how low or high you want your neckline to be. I'm just drawing this to show you if you want this to be low or you want it to be high. So what I'm using my pencil to draft now is the neckline I want to use for this dress. The second neckline is what we're going to be cutting out. For the under bust tightening, I'm going to be coming down from my bust point by 1.5 inches and I'll be connecting it to the bust point line as shown. And I'm just going to be using my marker to highlight where we're going to be cutting out. So now, after we've removed this 1.5 inches from our measurement, we are going to be 1.5 inches short from the length of our top. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do to it for the back of the top. Now I'm going to come up by 2.5 inches on the waistline and we're going to be giving it a stylish curve. This is optional. If you want this to be straight, you can just leave it like that. After drawing this, we're going to be cutting this out. Now I'm going to cut that place as shown, that, and I'm going to be placing it on top of the dart. I'm going to be taking it up to the bust point line as shown, and I'll be using my pin to hold this down. Then we're going to cut the other part of the top. After cutting, this is what the front and looks like. We have 3 pieces for the front. So this is what you should have after drafting. Now let's get to the back pattern. So I already drew my basic bodice block. I have my chest line, bust point, waist line, and hip line. So we took out 1.5 inch for our dart intake for under bust tightening while drafting the front. So if you take that out, we're going to have 1.5 inch short from our actual measurements. If your top length is 22 and you take out 1.5 inch from it, you're going to have 20 and a half. So that is what you're going to be using for the back length of this top. So I am imputing that after taking my nipple to nipple measurement divide by 2. So I took half inch on the waistline, on the both sides actually. I took out half inch. So half plus half, that's 1 inch, and I'll just connect the dart to the bottom part of this top. If you have any question, please leave it in the comment section, and if you've watched this video up to this point, please do well to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend it to other people who are also interested in learning. I divided my bust measurement by 4 and I added 1 inch allowance to it. So I'm still going to add what I have for the bust point line. Then from the under bust, I'm going to be using my under bust measurement divided by 4 and add my allowance, also the waistline. And on the waistline, we're going to be adding our body measurements plus our dart. Remember to replace your dart so you not have any shortage while sewing. So for the hip line, I'm going to divide my hip measurement by 4 and also add my allowance, and I'll be connecting this with my curve. I'm going to divide what I have by the sides like we did for the front into 2. I'll mark each line and I'll connect it to the chest line. I'll come down by 1/2 inch on the chest line, and I'm just going to make a curve. Now, after I've done that, I'm going to take out 2 inches from our measurement, and this will be for the back loops. So you can do 2.5, or you can do 2 inches, or you can do for the top of the neckline 2.5, then 2 inches for the bottom of the top. So I'm just going to connect this with a straight line. Now this will be all for the drafting of the back. Please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you are new here. Now these are our patterns. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye.